Shalom, Rainicorns. It's Ellie, the Empress here. All right, y'all. So, we're going to talk about applying spirituality to your life practically, aka being part of the matrix, right? So, the entire point of having a spiritual awakening is to awaken others. Because what is the point of waking up to something and then you're realizing that so many things are a lie and you're the only one living in that understanding? There's no purpose in that. And so therefore the entire point of waking up is to wake others up. Ergo, like movies, like The Matrix, and or things like whether it's the Truman Show where everybody's in on it, or you're the Neo, you're the one singular person who knows, and then you find another secluded group of people who know, and then your job is to go in and out of these spaces to help others out, right? So let me actually do this real quick. Okay, so how do you do this? So y'all already know on this platform, I speak from example. I do not do things or say things to you all rather that I either wouldn't do myself or if it doesn't make sense, overall. If I share something here, it's because it would make sense either in general or you would be able to apply it to your specific situation. So I do either lead by example or provide a way to understand what it is, the concept that we're talking about. And when a lot of people think about being a spiritual person, they think you have to have these head wraps, you have to have locks, you have to eat a certain type of way. That diet is important. Your body is still a temple. At the same time, the extremities that some people go are simply unnecessary a lot of times, or is detrimental to actual health. Things like what you do medically for yourself, holistic healing is beautiful. At the same time, there are reasons to participate in regular medical practices for certain things simply because we are not, I'll say this, we are advanced. However, we're not advanced enough to completely rid ourselves of certain systems that exist. And so instead of saying or being in the belief system along the lines of, oh, we don't need this particular structure anymore. Rather, okay, well, let's evolve this system to a spiritually inclined and or holistic space rather than it being how it is, completely systematic, soulless, without people being in this organization without any understanding of those in soul. Okay, if you're on Instagram, I am live on YouTube and I will be replying to the YouTube comments, not the Instagram comments, okay? And with that, it's best to understand you're going into these spaces whether you're around your family members, specifically if you're in your community spaces, if you are an entrepreneur and you have clients, if you are networking, if you have a job, whether it's a regular 9 to 5 or a nonprofit organization. Whatever the case is, even if you're a politician, I really feel like politicians would benefit the most from understanding you all have the most important jobs in the entire country. So if you manage a district of people and you're talking about 30,000 people, you are affecting the lives of 30,000 souls and spirits. So when you take that into consideration, it's less of a job. Let me go to a meeting and participate and see how much I can calculate from the city funding or the state funding from the tax revenue of this region. When you take thought to a deeper level than just, how to allocate things, resources to different people, and you genuinely sit with the citizens and you understand, overstand, and understand and comprehend the mindset of those you live amongst, because that's the thing about politics, they have to live within the space that they're governing. They live within the spaces, but do they understand the people who live amongst them? That's highly important. When you have entrepreneurs who can be completely detached, from those who they serve as customers. And that is why certain issues arise amongst a lot of companies. They're completely disconnected from their customer base and their employees. Therefore, sure, the company's profitable, but people don't like working there, and people use the services or the products out of necessity rather than a desire to do so. And it's like, okay, well, sure, capitalistically, the company won. I was like, oh, well, they need it anyway. They'll just buy. Okay, you know, financially speaking, that makes sense. At the same time, that is what's lowering the vibration of our realm when the profit is the only thing that's sought after rather than understanding the individual, whether it's the individual who is working with the organization and or the customer who is benefiting from the organization. Is the customer actually benefiting from the organization, or are they just buying a product for a period of time? Roasting and Rages said, Ellie, peace, peace. What's good? What's good? How's it going? Great rising. And when we're talking about these things, it's easy to get lost in, okay, well, how do I continue this or whatever as far as livelihood? The whole thing is understanding that, are you living your life for yourself, or are you living your life to uphold a standard that someone told you to uphold? So for myself specifically, I did not go to college when I was younger. And so the thing is about college, you can go whenever. It's just the way that the system is set up. People are pushed to go to college straight out of high school, and that's really not even the best decision. How many times have you heard people say, I graduate? Well, first of all, how many college graduates are there? How many people who have student loan debt who didn't even get a degree? And how many people have you heard who say things along the lines of, I got a degree, but I don't have a job in my field. I got a degree, I don't feel fulfilled in the career I'm in. I got a degree and I feel like it was for nothing. There's too many stories like that where it's because people got degrees in things that they're not passionate in, or it was a misconception of what they were getting a degree in. When if that was more transparent from the jump, whether people are taught more about what it is college is and understanding truly what a degree is and why you would get one, there would be much less student debt and there would be much less misused or unused college degrees. Is there anything wrong with college degrees? No. You will want your doctor, your dentist, your psychologist, your engineers. You will want certain people to have obtained the knowledge necessary to fulfill what it is they're doing for you as a service and or providing a product. So I will show you guys, like I said, being an example of what it is I'm talking about and how to apply it to your actual life. That is something that we are to do to output our frequency into the matrix, because it's only so much. Yeah, what's good? It's good. It's only so much to sit and meditate and emit a frequency. If you're emitting a frequency, people feel things, but how are they supposed to apply things? Everybody's telepathy isn't tapped in all the way. You cannot give everybody so much credit. Not everybody's tapped in to the thought realm that you're on. So you cannot bet on, okay, well, if I emit a frequency, then people will get it. You can't, Satan is the prince of the air. So therefore things get distorted in the airwaves all the time. We have all this music, we have this news that has propaganda behind it, not just genuine journalism. We have all sorts of things happening where the airwaves get distorted constantly. So you have to make things more solidified. You have to remember Habakkuk, if I'm not mistaken, it's 2:2. Let me verify that real quick. Habakkuk 2:2. Write the vision and make it plain so that he who sees it may run with it. Yeah, Habakkuk 2 and 2. Let me make sure I get King James Version. Okay. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. It's not saying rely on telepathy. Does the Bible talk about telepathy? Yes. It talks about how Yeshua knew the thoughts of the Pharisees and the Sadducees, those he encountered. You know, you will come across people, you will know their thoughts, and they will know your thoughts sometimes. At the same time, don't rely on that in totality, you know? Everybody on Instagram, make sure y'all come to YouTube. I'm not replying to comments on Instagram. I am replying to comments on YouTube. Okay. So make sure you come to YouTube for me to talk to you in the live chat. Okay. So what we're going to do now, I was able to fix my live stream, you guys. I got it figured out. So I have to do it like this. Okay. So y'all can see my screen, right? It turned black for a second, but we can see it now. It's just going to do that. It's just going to turn black for a second and then get the screen up. Okay. So here, we discussed this a little bit yesterday. We're going to go into more depth. And like I said, I am keeping this live stream dialogue active for those who have memberships. We will go into deeper depth on the topics of these individual essays in other forms of videos, but specifically in our members only area. So if you would like to get a membership, those are available starting at 99 cents. Just go to my channel and click the join button. Otherwise, you know, we will have this sort of content for everybody to be able to enjoy. And we do have some new content coming soon, just not on this platform. We're no longer posting any videos in this platform, only live streams. So here on the blog, this is marineflowblog.com. This was shared on February 5th, 2024. Innovating the educational future, curating conversation topics for educators and professionals in school and the workplace. And everyone who's on Instagram, here we are on the website. So you can see yourself if you log in. Well, not log in, but you know, you go to the website marineflowblog.com. You'll be able to read this for yourself. Sorry, y'all. What just happened? Oh my goodness. I don't know what just happened. Ah! My screen went black. I don't know what's going on. Okay. I am completely unsure of what is happening currently. Oh, geez. Okay. I'm sorry, you guys. I do not want to start the stream over, but I may have to because I don't know what's happening right now. My whole screen is black. I can't even end the stream. Like, it's crazy. You guys, look. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on. My whole screen is black and I can't do anything. How do I even? Yo, y'all, I am so sorry. I don't know what's going on. Uh, y'all, I do not know what to do right now because I'm trying to either get back to the stream, either to end it or continue it, and nothing is happening. Let me